Hello folks, welcome to the Vinson Voice, a weekly program where we tell you what's happening at the VA and the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center here in beautiful Dublin and Lawrence County, Georgia. I'm your host today, Dr. Frank Jordan, covering for Mr. Scott Whittington, our usual host, who's out feeling a little poorly. And with you today, I got a good friend of mine. Introduce yourself to the good people.
I'm Shamiqua White.
Shamiqua, I love that name. Miss
you.
White. I'm going to call you
you.
Miss White.
Okay, that's fine.
But I've known you for a long time. You started as an operator here, but
Yes.
now what are you doing, Shamiqua?
I'm a screener here at the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center.
A screener. Now tell the folks what that's all about.
Well, a screener is taking temperatures, asking questions due to the COVID-19, make sure they don't have any symptoms, just making sure everything is okay before they enter inside the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center.
That's right, because during this COVID-19 response, we've been committed to one thing, and that's keeping our veterans and our staff as healthy as we possibly can. And that means we have had to adapt fast and furious. And one of the things we did was add a bunch of screeners. These are new positions. I'm trying to remember how many screeners we hired, Shamika. Do you know?
It's up to 40 to 45 screeners.
40 to 45. These are temporary jobs right now, but that doesn't mean they're going anywhere. We may be extending them, and a lot of these folks are going to probably join our team here permanently because they're doing a fantastic job, like Miss Shamiqua here, because she is on that door every day. See, you can see her smile through the mask. Yeah, see it? I tell these folks here, you can smile and people see it behind that mask. They see it in your eyes and see the way your cheeks rise up. Now, Shamiqua, so you guys ask some really basic questions, and it seems to go really smoothly because I come through every morning, of course, and I watch and listen to y'all. It seems to go pretty well. What do you think? Well, let me ask you this: how important do you think your job is?
It's very important because I don't want anything to go through that door that had anything to do with them symptoms on the board. So it's very, very important.
Right, because once they get through, if they slip past our screeners and they get in here, we don't know what the outcome might be. So we're very, very keen to make sure that screening process works. And we have 2 entrances, right?
3.
3 now. Oh, that's right. 3 now.
Four.
That's right, because we opened back up as we were bringing in more veterans,
Yes,
kind of
sir.
relaxing our. We're trying to determine as we go what's the appropriate amount of veterans we can see safely and still keep control of things. So our director, Mr. Dave Whitmer, is very, very desirous to make sure that we don't do anything that's going to jeopardize anybody and still try to provide the very best health care to our veterans we possibly can. And you guys are like, now I listen to you guys in the morning, Shamiqua, and y'all have a lot of fun doing this job, don't you?
It's a lot of talking. But we do make it fun. We do make it
right,
fun.
and I tell people, you know, I'm a customer service person. I used to teach customer service here for years, and I tell people if you're having fun, you're going to put your customers at ease, and they're going to, because I know, you know, it can be very intrusive in a lot of ways to have somebody ask you some of the questions y'all have to ask.
Yes.
And the way y'all do it, it certainly seems to put people at ease. So I noticed we don't seem to have a lot of trouble with anybody.
No, it's not no trouble at all. No trouble at all.
Right. So we give them some screening questions. We take their temperature. And what happens if we find somebody that doesn't meet if they missed the protocol there?
If it's a veteran and if they have 3 guesses and it's a veteran and they work here, they have to go to the demonstrator that we call here.
Right.
If it's an employee, their temperature high and they answer 3 yeses out of questions, they would actually have to go home and call their supervisor to let them know the symptoms and everything that they're having.
Right. And what Shamiqua is referring to, DIMPS, that's our Disaster Emergency Management Personnel System. That's where the federal government has a process for activating staff when they need to during an emergency. Most times we see it happen during hurricanes, that kind of stuff, but certainly we've done it during the COVID-19 response and it's worked very well. We've actually sent several of our staff from here to other medical centers to help out. Miss Michelle Plummer was one that's been on a couple of deployments. Mr. James McO'Neill has gone out. So, but you guys are keeping it safe here at the front doors. What time do you guys start in the morning?
Roughly everybody. Some people come in at 5.
Woo!
Starts at 5 in the morning.
See, so I thought it was, you know, just used to be me and my volunteer extraordinaire, Mr. Gus Albritton, at 5 in the morning. But now you guys are out here. I got to tell you, it's kind of nice to see a bright, shiny face when I come through that door. Because when it was just me and Gus, we got tired of looking at each other, you know? Yeah, so
Yes.
we got you on there now. That's fantastic. So you started with the operators here, which was a contract situation, Shamiqua. Now you're working with our screeners. What do you think's next for you? What's your goals?
Moving up.
Moving up. You want to get on the permanent team here?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Let me tell you something. That personality you got, that customer service profile, that's going to get you where you need to go. You stay with that.
Thank you.
All right. So if you had any advice to these good folks out here about this COVID-19 situation, what would you tell them?
stay safe. If you're sick, stay home. If you're not feeling well, if you know if it's getting worse, just go to the hospital, go to your doctors, but please stay home. Do not come to work. Just stay safe.
That's right.
Just
Wear
stay
that
safe.
mask, social distancing.
Yes.
I know there's been a lot of chatter about politics around this thing. Let me tell you something. I'm in healthcare. I'm a reasonably smart guy. I'm telling you, I've done the research. Folks, let's not chance it. Let's put those masks on. Let's stay home if we're feeling bad. Let's distance until we can get this thing in hand and get it behind us in this country.
Yes.
One great thing about Americans is we pull together when we need to, and especially when there's a common threat. And I promise you, we probably hadn't had a common threat in a long time like this COVID-19 thing. So as a healthcare person, a VA person, I'm asking you to do it for yourself, for your families, for all of us, but I'm asking you to do it for my veterans too, because I've got vulnerable veterans out here. You know, they're older, their health is compromised in a lot of ways. They can't afford to get sick in some way. So folks, if you want to do something patriotic for us, stay home, wear your mask, and do your social distancing.
Yes.
And when you come visit us at the Carl Vinson Voice Medical Center, make sure you listen to our good screeners, and they're going to give you a nice bright smile and be friendly and tell you what they need to do, so please listen to them. Shamika, thank you for everything you and your team do.
Thank you.
And please keep up the good work, okay?
Okay, we
All right.
will. Thank you.
Folks, we'll be right back with more Vinson Voice.
What makes C21 DurhamCornegay the #1 realty group in the area? First off, we sell more homes, and our team of agents works harder than any other realty brokerage. Buying or selling a home can be made easy with our professionals, so make the #1 choice in your real estate agent. Century 21 Durden and Cornegay Realty. For more information, log on to c21dublin.com or call us at 272-1535.
You've got miles and miles of grass to mow. So you're going to need a machine built to perform. Day in and day out. Season after season. You're going to need a Gravely. Built to mow the distance.
Now at Myers Equipment and Supplies in Dublin.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Vinson Voice. So next, we're going to talk to a very good friend of mine, Mr. Darren Robinson. Now, Darren started out, I'm not sure where Darren started out. We're going to let him tell us, but now he's recently got a new job. I love the new look. Now, anything Darren wears, he's going to be sharp in, but I definitely like the suit. He had a tie on yesterday.
Yeah,
I told him my preference was that he wear a tie every day. You see, he's defying me, so we're going to have a talk afterward. The reason I'm having Darren on the segment today is Darren is one of my mentees here at the Carl Vinson Voice Medical Center. We've been talking to each other for a lot of years.
Yes, sir.
I've seen Darren come in from wherever it was he started, I can't remember. But Darren is one of those hard chargers. He's always on the team. He's always got a smile on his face. I don't care what's happening. He is going to give you an optimistic attitude and smile, and he's going to be doing his job the very best he can. So,
yes,
Darren, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Frank. Thank you for
Now,
having me.
now tell the folks where you started. Now, I know the mailroom, but was that the first one?
The first job that I started here at Carl Vinson was actually housekeeping. I was
I did not
EMS.
know. Okay,
Yes,
I did
sir.
not know that.
I was EMS. I was down there for approximately 2 years.
Okay.
Then I got a promotion to the GS side, which is the government schedule side.
Okay.
And I became a mailroom clerk.
There you go. That's right.
And then I got promoted from the mailroom clerk to become the lead mailroom clerk.
Right.
And then my next promotion was now, I'm proud to say, SSA, Social Service Assistant,
That's right.
which is dealing wholeheartedly with the vets.
Up in the
with
dom.
in the
up in our dom
domiciliary.
program.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Now that's a lot of moving in, because how many years you been here?
I've been here 5 years.
5 years. Wow,
Yes, sir.
man, you are not letting the grass grow under your feet, which I think I said exactly that to you some years ago.
Right.
Don't let the grass grow under your feet. Darren's not
Yes,
letting.
sir.
Hey, that's fantastic. And I tell people, you come out here to this team. It's such a big organization, and there's
Yes,
so
sir.
many jobs. There is number one, no need to get bored.
None whatsoever.
Plenty of advancement if you want to get out here and do a good job,
Right.
and demonstrate what you've got to these good folks. These managers see it and pick up on it, and they'll put you to
Right.
work. So
Right.
Man, 5 years, that's fantastic, Darren.
Well, Frank, I have to admit that you were very inspirational, and it's been some great leadership here at this facility, and you've always been open to give me, your honest opinion, and you always mentored me and led me in the right direction. You anytime I came to you, you always opened the door. And I thank you. And even now, you still.
Oh, hey, man. I'm glad to do it. I call
Yes,
it
sir.
paying it forward, Darren.
Yes, sir.
I went through the same thing when I got here. I was looking for a new career, really
Right.
didn't know where to go, how to get started.
Yes, sir.
And had a mentor that kind of guided me in the right direction. And as it happened, I listened.
Yes,
Listened to what
sir.
she had to say.
Yes,
and it
sir.
worked out nicely for me. So I
Awesome.
always try to pass it on when I see
Awesome.
good folks. So.
Yes, sir.
So you're Army veteran?
I'm Army veteran.
Somebody had to be in the Army, Darren.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
people think I'm crazy telling a guy your size something. I was a Navy veteran myself, so I kid the Army guy.
Yeah.
But now, I think the Army might have been a better place for me. I wanted to travel, and you guys had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, we did. Actually, when I got in, my traveling stopped because it was wartime.
Oh, okay.
We went to Saudi Arabia.
That's right.
Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. The first occupancy that we did, and after that it was like stop traveling.
Yeah.
No traveling. We on alert right now. Yeah,
It's funny how that didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. I was actually stationed at Fort Bragg, 1st of the 39th Field Artillery Airborne, and I'm a paratrooper.
Oh, wow,
I'm proud
okay.
to be.
Jumped out of airplanes.
Jumped out of airplanes.
Great,
Perfectly good airplanes.
I was gonna
I
say,
may have
man.
had.
I'll say, man, I don't know now. Jumping out of a good
Yes, sir.
airplane, I never
Yes,
got
sir.
that.
Yeah, but like I said, Frank, all the experience that I've gotten, far as the military, I've also I've been in a domiciliary myself, so I can I can actually give good sound advice.
So you use these services, so
Yes,
you know
sir.
how good
Yes,
they are.
sir.
All right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
fantastic.
And I developed skills along the way, and actually being here in the SSA, we train every day during the downtime because of the COVID-19. So we're training every day, and they're really giving us the tools we need to utilize to help the veterans when they do come back in.
And see, I think that's fantastic because I think if you're a veteran yourself, and especially if you have used these services,
Yes, sir.
you've automatically got a rapport with the other veterans to say, hey,
Right.
I know
Yes,
it
sir.
works because I went through it.
I went through
I
it,
think they listen to you a little more.
Yeah, they listen. They're more apt to listen to you when they know that they can relate to you and that you came from the same place that they did.
That's right.
But the staff are equipped. Those who have not, been in that situation that I have, or who has not been a veteran of the military, they know how to relate to the veterans as well. So
we got some well-trained folks here.
We
now,
got a
I'll say
great
that.
team. We got a great team.
I have seen, I've seen people walk in here kind of, I was a police officer when I got here, but I really didn't know anything about the VA or healthcare, that kind of
Yes,
thing.
sir.
But if the training's available,
Yeah.
and it's tremendous experience. I tell anybody, if you want a really rewarding career,
Right.
get in healthcare, and if you really want it to be as rewarding as it can be, get in VA healthcare.
Yes, sir.
Tell you something, you got a select clientele, man. You're caring for America's heroes.
Yes, sir.
You can't beat that.
Yes, sir.
So what's next for you? What do you think?
My next.
Because
step-
I'm going to harass you. I'm not let you sit in a job for a couple of years.
You're not.
No,
And
I'm
that's
not
an honest.
that.
My next step. At the end of this month, I'm gonna apply for my certification for peer support specialist.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And hopefully I get chosen. This will be my second time around.
Right.
But the first time, it just got caught by COVID.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to really get the opportunity to go to class.
That's right.
But this time, prayerfully, I'll get selected and I'll be able to accomplish and get my certification
That's right.
and become a peer support specialist
That's
and
fantastic.
help at another level, with the veterans.
Now, so you're going to
Yes,
do a
sir.
great job at that.
Yes,
because
sir.
you know how to talk to people. You got
Yes,
that
sir.
friendly smile. Yeah, you're going to do a fantastic job
Thank
at that.
you.
And it's funny, one of the good things that came out of all this COVID stuff, Darren, is that we were promoting our telehealth approaches to providing health care. And while we had a lot of veterans who really enjoyed it, this has put us in a position where some of them say, well, you know what, now I've really got the track. And guess
Right.
what? They're loving it.
Yes,
They're
yes,
loving the
yes.
telehealth stuff.
Yes,
They're finding
yes.
out, hey, I can do some of this stuff, and in some cases, I don't even have to leave
I
home.
don't have to leave
You
home.
can't-
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Me as a veteran, I've had to use the telehealth as well, and it works out.
Yeah,
So we're getting our we're getting our mental health services, we're getting our physical services, even though we're not able to, the doctor's not able to hands-on.
Right.
But when the serious cases, the doctors, they are there.
That's
you know,
right.
like
Sure,
in my,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So I had a serious case, injury on my leg, and my doctor, you know, she was like, okay, I'm gonna see you on Thursday, come on in, and you know, so they look out for us.
There you go.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it, man.
They
Hey,
got us.
I'll tell you what, I can't tell you how proud I am of you.
Yes, sir.
You know, I hope I'm working for you one day. Just go easy on me. I can be a little bit of a challenging
Yes,
employee
sir.
from time to time, Darren. So you know, work with me.
Yes,
But
sir.
and another thing, we're gonna get you in the gym. Everybody be pleased to know we're gonna get Darren in the gym. We don't want him withering away here. So
That's right.
Darren, I'm proud of you, man.
Yes, sir,
I want
man.
you to
Thank
keep
you.
it up, and
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you how much I appreciate what you do for our
Hey.
veterans every day. So
Yes,
please
sir.
keep it up.
Thank you, Frank.
That optimism, that smile,
Yes, sir.
that welcoming attitude,
Yes, sir.
it's worth its weight in gold. So.
Yes, sir.
And if we're going to get your weight in gold, it's going to take a lot. Thank
All
you,
right,
bro.
man. Take
Folks,
care.
we'll be right back with more Vinson Voice.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
It's really hot outside, and the deals are even hotter with the City of Dublin natural gas. How would you like a free 40-gallon hot water heater plus free gas installation? It's easy. Just pick up the phone and call Brad Grimes with the City of Dublin Natural Gas, 277-5048, and get a free hot water heater and free installation. The City of Dublin Natural Gas, saving you money every single day.
Folks, welcome back to the Vinson Voice. So my next guest is one of my nurses here at Carl Vinson VA Medical Center, Miss Sharon Leroy. Now, Sharon, I wanted to talk to her about some COVID-19 stuff, nursing generally, but I found out some interesting stuff about her right before we started filming the segment. So tell them the interesting anecdote that you shared with me, Sharon. What were we talking about? TV 35.
Oh my goodness, I was just, well, I met the young gentleman that's helping with the show today, that's helping with the taping, and I just casually shared that, I volunteered at TV 35 over 20 years ago.
Wow, that's fantastic.
With Bill Perry, Gil Gillis, with River City Talk and Good Morning Dublin,
right.
and sang solos on there and just had a ball.
Hosted some of the shows.
Hosted some
Yeah.
of the shows, filled in, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. And something really interesting, I took care of a patient during that time at Fairview that was blind. And I walked in the room and introduced myself and caring for her, and she recognized my voice from Good Morning Dublin.
Wow.
And it was just awesome. But it was a good time, and I enjoyed my time volunteering at TV 35.
That is, see there, I did not know that
Yeah,
about you.
long time ago.
You're so quiet usually. I wouldn't have
Oh,
thought.
yes,
I wouldn't
I'm
have
so
thought of you.
quiet.
Especially. That's fantastic. Well, I mean, now you're not totally quiet.
No,
you know,
not at all.
You interact with me a lot. but, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So that is fantastic. I'm glad to know about the TV 35 connection. So now I know where to go when I need a little help with stuff like this. Don't I,
That's
Sharon?
fine.
That's right.
I enjoy it.
So you have no excuse. I can just recruit you when I
That's
want
right.
to. All right. So now I did want to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 thing, Sharon, since you're a nurse. I know you've been a nurse for quite some time. You've probably seen quite a bit. Is there anything about the COVID-19 situation that stands out in your mind as you'd want people to know about, or that that has really registered in your mind since all this started? Because it kind of got sprung on us back in March. It's not something we really had a chance to prepare for. It's like we woke up one day and they said, hey, they've got this thing called coronavirus out there, and we got to deal with it. So
And of
what was your
course,
thoughts there?
In the earlier days, as a nurse of 32 years who has never been through anything like this, it was, this will last a few weeks and it'll be over.
Yeah.
And it encouraged all of us to wash our hands more, and therefore to help educate the public, because that's something nurses have to educate the public as well, to wash your hands more. And we thought, well, let's just do that a little more. But it ended up building and growing to be a much bigger thing.
Right.
And it's now involving not just respiratory and different health components, but or medical health components, but mental health and
Yeah, that's right.
businesses and all the things that impacts us as nursing as well. It impacts me in that my clinic that I usually work in has had to be halted along with many other clinics, and we hope that will soon be able to come back so that we can care for the veterans in the clinics.
Right.
But it's just an eye-opening experience, and it's allowed us to learn a lot.
That's right.
And hopefully help us be better nurses, I believe, as the years progress, as I get closer to my retirement down the road. So, yes.
You know, I'm glad you hit on that point. It's a couple points there. One thing, the psychological part of things is not just our stakeholders, it's our staff too. One thing that I got concerned about pretty quickly, I realized this is going to last a while. And I said, you know, we've been in emergency situations, usually with hurricanes, stuff like that last few days, a week or whatever, sometimes a couple of weeks, and we've handled it wonderfully. And I started as a manager, I started thinking, wow, this is going to go on a while. You know, how are we going to keep our staff engaged, keep their spirits up? And I think we've done a great job of that. It's communication and education, that kind of stuff.
I have learned that for all of us as staff and co-workers, but also with patients and with friends in the community who aren't medical,
Right.
is to listen to their side,
Right.
as well as to know, you know, me being medical, I see one view, but the big picture is a bigger picture than what just I know.
Right.
So the same, you know, when I've talked with friends that aren't medical, they say, well, you know, they just, you know, give you other viewpoints that allow us just to all learn together about how to handle a pandemic situation.
Yeah, and I think the learning part, you hit on that, and I always, any situation I'm in, I try to pull something useful and positive and practical out of it, and I've, over the years I've gotten much better at that. I mean, if you can't control something, you may as well get something positive out of it where you can. What's the positive part of it? And I think the learning part for us has been incredible. We have learned to be adaptive and flexible and meet the challenge of providing the highest quality health care to veterans in alternative ways. We were talking about telehealth before and those other alternative modalities. We've really embraced those with some of our veterans. They've been working very nicely.
Well, one thing that comes to my mind is a situation like this that we've never been through obviously causes many of us to have down times daily where we may not have before.
That's right.
If you weren't someone that was prone to depression, you may now find yourself in some feelings that you never had.
Yeah, this could do it.
And so one thing that I think people should think about doing is, even if it's just a phone call, a text, a email, or whatever you can use from your home or wherever you're at, if you're able to get out to work, is to encourage somebody else with a few words.
That's right.
And it will end up lifting you if you're having a low day. And if you turn on the news and it brings you down, turn it off and turn on some music that makes you feel better.
That's right.
And then text someone to help them feel better. And in turn, you'll have a better day.
That's right. We found our whole health folks are doing things like mindfulness and yoga and Tai Chi and that kind of stuff is really, really helping in this situation, yeah. And Sharon hit the nail on the head. You're not as isolated as you think, folks. You got social media, you got cell phones, and I think some people too often get preoccupied with what they can't do, even if they weren't doing it before. You know, think about that brother that you only see once a year anyway. Well, now you're suddenly worried about, well, guess what? You know, you're going to see him, but reach out by telephone. A lot of people actually found they're interacting more with family and friends because they're using these alternatives.
We might be mending some relationships.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That were possibly people thought were ended, and
That's
now
right.
something like this is really changing people's hearts and maybe causing some relationships to be mended. So we can find some positive every day, even though it's a very sad situation that we've been going through.
That's right. And as we're learning to manage this, we're already providing traditional services at 25% level to our veterans. Hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to kick it up to about 50%, that kind of thing. And we're inching there. We don't want to do anything that's going to risk anybody unnecessarily. You know, there are inherent risk in healthcare. We know that, but we don't want to contribute to it. So we're being very careful.
And if
about
we
how
take 5 steps forward and need to take one back every once in a while,
we will
so
gladly
be it.
do that. Whatever it takes to care for our veterans and our staff the most effective we can. Well, Sharon, I want to tell everybody out there involved with the COVID response, especially our emergency services folks, everybody in healthcare out there, truly, truly amazed by what you do. Couldn't have more respect for you. And our folks here at Carl Vinson Medical Center, everybody on this team is essential. We established that early on. There are no expendable members. Everybody from our housekeeping folks, our police service folks, folks in logistics, boy, we have depended on them, haven't we?
Wow.
To the traditional healthcare folks. Everybody on this team is crucial. But because I work in patient care services and some of those related things, I have a soft spot for my nurses. Tell Sharon, you nurses and nursing staff do a fantastic job. Our nurse assistants, our all of you, you just do a wonderful job. And I watch you every day. I can't tell you how impressed I am with you. and it is a challenging profession. But folks, if you're going to do it, we invite you to come do it here with us at the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center. Come tell you, nothing, the only thing more rewarding in healthcare is caring for America's heroes, our veterans. So come on out and join this team. So Sharon, thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much, TV 35.
Please keep up the good work.
All right.
And now that I know you have some skills, we're going to be reaching out to you, okay?
They might need brushing up a little bit.
Folks, we hope you join us every week here on the Vinson Voice for a half hour to learn what's going on in the VA and the Carl Vinson VA Medical Center. Until next week, I'm your host, Dr. Frank Jordan, and we'll see you then.